Good evening, everyone. Greetings from Nebraska. Hope everyone is staying warm in this nice cold freeze we've got going along the United States. My name is Carrie Fisher, and I'm the 2014 Passport to Civic Leadership Program Manager. And I am here to tell you all about the Passport program and answer any questions that you may have. You can email directly to me at passport@usjaycees.org. So let's get started. Passport to Leadership is a membership activation tool that's designed for members wanting to achieve maximum value for their Jaycee membership. Why should you participate? Because Passport to Leadership takes note of the measurable skills that members gain when they are participating in each degree, like public speaking, business writing, creating and maintaining a budget, and managing people through projects, and as an officer will benefit the members professionally. Each degree has bullet points that you can complete in any order. You will not advance to the next degree until each bullet point is completed under that degree. So for instance, if you're just beginning and you're working on degree 1 and there's a task in degree 4 that you can check off, you're welcome to check off the task in degree 4. However, you won't be awarded the 4th degree until all of the tasks in degree 1, 2, and 3 are completed in full. You can go back 1 year in your Jaycee career to check off tasks for each degree. So if you're beginning to do a Passport, you can go back to the end of February for 2013 and see what you have completed in the last year and mark those tasks off. But you can't go back any further than that. And then the chapter president signs off on each completion and reports the progress to me. There's 3 ways that you can mark off your tasks. There's the paper forms, there's the Jaycee member website, and there's mobile apps for smartphones. The old-fashioned paper way is you can find the submission forms at the USJC website. You will need to create an account there in order to download from their library, but here's the website where you can find that. And I briefly tell you on how you can find the tab that you can find the Passport to Civic Leadership area where you'll be able to download those submission forms. And they'll look like this. So it's pretty simple and self-explanatory. You'll mark your degrees off as you complete them as a member and the date that you've completed them, and then you'll present these to your chapter president and he or she will sign off right there. And then the chapter president will notify the nationals about your completion. If you want to do it electronically, you can go to jayceemember.com, and this is what this page looks like. If you have not ever been to jayceemember.com to create an account, you'll go right down here where it says set up login, and that will prompt you to do your username and your password. And if you've already done that, then obviously you'll enter your username and password in the appropriate spots. Once then you have logged on, you will want to go to My Profile, and then you'll go down here to the Passport to Civic Leadership area, and that will take you to where you can mark off your tasks. The same goes for your smartphones and your tablets. You can download the Jaycees Mobile Connect app, and it's free for smartphones, Google Play, and in the Apple Store. And it will look like this, so you can easily find it. It has our logo on there. And when you download that, You will have had to create an account at jayceemember.com because this app is directly linked to jayceemember.com. And so if you get this app and you don't know why you can't log on, that's because you need to create an account at jayceemember.com. Sometimes when I'm looking at my app, it says right here that I need to go in and log in. Sometimes not. I think it depends kind of on how long I've been on or off. But then you'll find where you need to go for your passport right in this area. And that will take you to where you can mark off your tasks. And this is what it'll look like either on the website or on the mobile app. As you can see, this is just an example of the first degree, and you'll just simply check off in these little areas the tasks that you've completed, and then you'll hit the submit button, and that will prompt an email to be sent to your chapter president, and then your chapter president can go in and approve those. And once they're approved, then this is what it looks like. You can see where these have been approved, and so obviously there's nowhere for me to check them off, so I know that they've been done. So let's get into the stages of the degrees. They're fairly self-explanatory, but I just wanted to quickly go over those with you in case you may have any questions. So in the first degree and in about the first 4, you're going to attend 50% of the chapter's meetings while you're attaining your first degree. You're going to attend a new member orientation, participate in a Jaycee project, attend a chapter event, and meet with your chapter president to recite the Jaycee mission and vision statements or the creed. In degree 2, you're also going to attend 50% of the chapter's meetings. You're going to learn about the national and JCI training programs and your initiatives such as TOYA, PMGs, the professional skills competitions, etc., and share what you've learned with your chapter or your chapter president. Now I do want you to take note that later on this says CPGs, so this is the Programming Manager's Guide, and it used to be a CPG, so you could explain to your chapter president even what the difference is, but when you're looking for a CPG on a form on the USJC website, you'll look under Program Managing Guide. You'll also need to be an active committee member on a chapter project and register on the national website and explore tools that are available there. And so if you have gone to download the paper forms, then you've already registered on the national website, so you can check that one off. And you're also going to invite a friend of Jaycee age to a chapter meeting or function. And if the friend is unavailable, you're going to provide the contact information to the chapter president. In the third degree, you're also going to attend 50% of the meetings. You're going to chair or co-chair a chapter project. And you're going to look for like-minded young people in your community that might be interested in the junior chamber and provide to your chapter president a list of no less than 10 names. You're going to study and understand the active citizen framework and accompany a chapter member to a meeting with a community leader to identify some community needs. And you're also going to enter a competition of your choice at either the district, region, state, or national level. In the fourth degree, you're also going to attend 50% of the chapter's meetings. You're going to chair a project and complete and submit the CPG to your local chapter president. You're going to attend a chapter training program. You will conduct a new member orientation for a group or just one-on-one, and you're going to engage a new member by explaining the Passport to Leadership program and helping them enroll. In the fifth degree, you're going to attend JCI Impact Healthy Chapter Initiative Training or Active Citizen Training either in person or via a webinar. And you can find all the webinars listed on the USJC website. You're also going to lead a training. You're going to participate in a Jaycee project. You're going to visit an activity of another chapter. And you're also going to attend a regional or a state meeting. In the sixth degree, you're also going to attend 50% of the chapter meetings. You're going to serve on the chapter's board of directors. You're going to plan a joint meeting or an event with a neighboring chapter. You're going to hold a conversation with a national officer of your choice. You're going to attend a city council meeting or a Chamber of Commerce meeting and report your findings back to your chapter. In the 7th degree, you're going to lead a new member orientation. You're going to help a member become more involved in the chapter, chair a committee that follows the active citizen framework to meet with community leaders, identify a community need, and identify a solution that your chapter will undertake. And then you'll write and submit the CPG to your chapter president. You're going to attend a national meeting where I know you will be inspired, and then you will conduct a media interview that positively reflects the Jaycees or meet with a local elected official regarding the junior chamber movement. In the 8th degree, you will create a fundraising project for your chapter, or you could recruit a sponsor. You're going to participate in a JCI training. You're going to implement the solutions that you identified earlier in the 7th degree. You'll attend a USJC webinar. If you're working up towards the 8th degree right now, you can mark that task off. You're going to submit an article for publication in a chapter, region, district, or state publication. The 9th degree, you'll assist a new committee chairperson in writing a CPG, because in the 9th degree, you're going to be an expert already. You're going to serve in a state role, such as a program manager or a region director or something of the like. You'll recruit one new member and make sure that he or she completes a membership survey and is also enrolled in the Passport to Leadership program. You'll need to serve as a judge for a chapter or state competition, and you'll also evaluate your active citizen framework solution from the 8th degree, and then you'll share your evaluation at a chapter meeting. And finally, the 10th degree, you'll lead a state training. You'll give a presentation to your chapter on the Passport to Leadership program. You'll conduct an evaluation of your chapter's plan of action, and you'll attend an upcoming USJC annual convention or a GALS or a state meeting where you will be recognized as a 10th degree Jaycee, and you'll receive your 10th degree pin, which you should be very proud to wear. This year we have just opened up a group page on Facebook, and we'll be able to share our successes. It'll be another outlet for you to ask questions. If people have received the first to second, third, fourth, whatever degree in your chapters and states, then you can certainly also recognize them on this Facebook page. So I encourage you to find us on Facebook. It is open. It is under the USJC's Passport to Leadership program, and it looks like this. So it'll be really easy to find. You'll see our pin right there. So in our short little meeting about Passport right now, we have learned that Passport to Leadership will help activate our new members and retain existing members by completing various steps to involve them in all aspects of the Jaycee experience. All questions about the program should be directed to me, your 2014 Passport to Leadership program, at my email, passport@usjcs.org. And again, my name is Carrie Fisher. So now I'm going to open it up to any questions that anyone may have. Okay, I have a question that says, the question is, the Android app seems to not work. I do not know if this is a known issue or not, but I will certainly find out. I have an iPhone and not on an Android, so it works very well on my iPhone. So if anybody who's on the this webinar, if you have an Android and are having the same issues, or if you're having luck, would you please let me know. Another question was, who signs the president's degrees? Well, theoretically, you sign your own. So if you feel uncomfortable with signing your own, you could certainly, because what will happen is that if you mark it off online or obviously on the app, it's going to directly email the president. So the president will get their own tasks to approve. And if you feel uncomfortable with that, then you could certainly ask your state president. You could forward those on, and you could ask your state president to mark those off for you. But the email will come to you, and then it will be your responsibility as chapter president to mark those off. Does that make sense? Does that clarify that for those who wanted to know about the chapter president completing? And are there any other questions out there? I did have an email question earlier this week that wanted to know how you could track a member, if there was proof that a member had done something. And I'm just going to have to say that it's in good faith that the member marks off their tasks. You could go back to the chapter meeting minutes if you take roll call and make sure that they've attended 50% of the meetings. But if your chapter is like mine, we don't take attendance at projects. We just kind of eyeball and see who's there. So if the chapter president isn't at that particular project that a member has said that they have participated in, you could certainly just ask somebody else to clarify if they've been there or not. But really, it's in good faith of the member marking off their tasks. I have another question that says, what is the realistic time frame to complete a degree? Really, you go at your own pace, and you can complete those 1 through 5 are fairly easy to complete. So you would want to check with your chapter president if you had something that you needed to present to your chapter, like a new member orientation if you wanted to present that, or if you wanted to talk about the active citizen framework. So make sure that you get on the agenda for that kind of thing. And a lot of those things, you don't have to do an entire hour presentation. You can do a 10-minute presentation as long as it's acceptable to your chapter president. Once you get into obviously doing, state officers and chapter officers and that kind of stuff, if you're not one of those this year, then you'll want to look into the future to be one of those for next year. And you really go at your own pace. I've been working on mine for a very long time. It seems that I marked off a few things and then did a few things and then forgot to mark off a few more, and so I completed, let's say, like 1 through 3 one year, and then the next year I didn't mark off any tasks, so that whole year I didn't complete any. But once you have completed, so if you've completed task or degree 1, all of the tasks, all of the tasks in degree 2 and all of the tasks in degree 3, you're not going to lose your degrees. But if I have 1 or 2 only tasks in degree 4 and I've taken an entire year to finish degree 4, I will have to start over with degree 4 and move on from degree 4. I don't get to keep those 2 that I've marked off in degree 4. So if that makes sense to you, it's really up to you. I had another question that says, is there a way to replace your PIN if you were to lose it? I had that question arise today and earlier today, and I will find out from the national office if they replace it or if you will need to purchase one, and what kind of proof you'll need, if any, to get a new 10th degree pin. Another question is, does the new member orientation webinar count as attending an orientation? Yes, it will. And you should also, you all received an email confirmation or something that you registered for this, so that should be proof to your chapter president that you have attended the orientation. These are also posted on, I believe, YouTube, or somehow they're posted on the United States website, so that if you aren't in attendance tonight or you have missed, let's say, the new member orientation webinar, you can go back and watch that. And so I would say that if you're a chapter president and you want to have proof of that, then you'll ask a few questions and maybe and have them the members share what they learned in the webinar. And if you're the one that's attending the webinar and you want your chapter president to sign off on it, then you can have that discussion with your chapter president. I have another question. Per local president summit, there was no time frame where you would lose tasks if you didn't complete it within a year. Okay, thank you for that comment, and I will ask the national office to clarify that so that we are all on the same page, because that is very confusing when there is contradictory information. So thank you for that. I have another question. It says, so each degree or more degrees has to be completed in 1 year. The answer to that is no. You don't have to complete it in 1 year, but if you're currently working on it, you can only go back 1 year. So if I am currently working on degree 3, I can't go back to 2012 and say, oh yeah, I did that in 2012, I'm going to mark that off. I can only do that in February of 2012, or excuse me, February 2013 to the current time frame to mark those off. I have another question that says, if you have technical difficulties with the website, for example, if your degrees disappear, who should we contact? And the answer to that is me. You should direct all your questions to me at the passport@usjaycees.org email address, and then I will forward those on to the appropriate people in the national office, and we should be able to get those rectified real soon for you. Have I answered everybody's questions? If there is a question that you posted and I didn't answer it completely to your satisfaction, if you'll ask again or ask another question, I'd be more than happy to clarify anything else. I have another question. Let's see. I was just about to ask you Tony to send me the rest of her question. We'll wait for Tony. She got only half of her question came through, but I have another one that we can work on in the meantime. Okay, it's another clarification. It said that if this year you had met 2 goals and didn't finish, next year you would have to start over. Well, this is the clarification that I'll be asking the national office. What I was saying was, if you were currently working on a degree, let's say hypothetically we're working on degree 4, and you have 2 tasks marked off in degree 4, and it's been over a year, like 13, 14, 15 months where you haven't worked on degree 4. The question now is, do those 2 tasks get to remain checked off, or do you have to start over all over in degree 4? So my understanding was that you had to start over, but there was someone that was attending Local President Summit, and they gave them different information at Local President Summit, and so I will certainly clarify that and make sure. I will ask. And I can post that on the Facebook page, and I can post that. Well, I can't post that here anymore, but you can certainly email me. I'll post that on the Facebook page. Are there any other questions? Do you ever think that they will make more than 10 degrees? Well, in my opinion, not at this moment. They did revamp the program slightly a couple of years ago, and I do hear from my 10th degree friends that it was a little more difficult back then to receive your 10th degree pin than it is now, and so I'm not sure if they'll make any more or if they will revamp them again to keep current with how our organization is moving forward. Tony, did I clarify all of your questions for you? Okay, thank you. She says yes. So we've talked about going back a year and all of that, and that will clarify what that is. Does anyone else have any more questions for me this evening? There was a question that came up earlier this month when I was emailing with a chapter president, and I want to make sure that you guys know that at the national level, you don't get any recognition until you receive your 10th degree. So if your chapter wants to recognize someone who has completed the first degree, you're welcome to do that. If your state wants to recognize members who have received and completed their first degree and so forth, then they're welcome to do that as well. That information, it's available to us, but we only recognize members when they get to their 10th degree. And so work with your state organization and find out what protocol is for you guys. So, and that will be up to the chapter president to either recognize at the chapter level or to get that information to the state organization. The state presidents don't get any notification that someone in their state has completed a degree. That only goes to the chapter presidents. So if you want recognition at your state conventions or at your region meetings or things like that, then that's something that you work on within your own state organization. Are there any other questions tonight? Yes, Tony, you're correct. She says state presidents can see degrees on the membership database. They can see them, but they don't get the notification like a local president does. So like the local president gets an email that says so-and-so member has completed degree 1, state presidents don't get that same email. So it will be up to, I mean, you know, if the state president wanted to scroll through their entire membership database, they could certainly do that, but it would really be more logical for the local president to say, hey, I have member who have completed these degrees, and that communication from the local president. Are there any other questions or comments? If there are no further questions or comments, I would like to thank you very, very much for attending tonight's webinar on Passport to Leadership. I look forward to seeing you on our Facebook page. I had one more question come in. Is there a mentoring program for new degree seekers? That would come from the chapter level if there was going to be a mentoring program, but at the national level there is not. However, in one of the degrees it says to find a new member and enroll them into the Passport program. So that's a chance for someone who is currently in the Passport program to mentor someone else. But if someone is looking for start the program and they want a mentor, then that would be within the chapter. Or you could find a Facebook buddy who's been a 10th degree and ask your Jaycee friends through social media. That might be kind of fun. One last chance for questions. There's one more question, and it says, is there a list of 10th degree holders? And I do not know the answer to that, so I will clarify with the national office to see if there is one, and we'll find that out for you. And I will also post that on our Facebook page. And you can certainly email me and ask me if I have a list or no list, if you're interested in that, but I will post that on the Facebook page. Any others that you can think of? I'll give you a couple seconds to dream up of a new question. Going once? Going twice? Any other questions? So I'm going to encourage you again to sign up for our Facebook page so that you can find the answers out to the questions that I didn't know the answers to tonight. So we're going to I'm going to ask the national office for you if the tasks are valid for over a year. So if you're in the middle of completing a degree and it's been over a year, do you get to keep those tasks or not? And I'm also going to find out if there is a list of 10th degree holders. And I will be posting those on our Facebook page in the next week. And if you have any questions that you've thought of after this webinar, feel free to email me at passport@usjaycees.org. If there aren't any more questions, then I will again thank you for taking time out of your evening and learning about the Passport to Leadership program, and I hope to see it grow in 2014. So good night to everyone, and see you later, my Jaycee friends.